The Arcane Archer is one of my personal favourite subclasses in all of D&D, and it's finally in Baldur's Gate with patch 8, so let's check it out. We are going to jump straight in, level by level, combat tutorial, and all the weapons and items you could need. So, let us start with the fighter. Level 1 brings Second Wind. So, as a bonus action, you can use your ability to heal up. We gain 1d10 plus 1. We also get Strength saving throw proficiencies, Constitution saving throw proficiency, Simple weapon, Martial weapon, Light armor, Medium armor, Heavy armor, and Shield proficiencies with this build. Now when it comes to your fighting style, we are going to take Archery, obviously, getting a +2 bonus to ranged weapon attacks. When it comes to your stat array, we're going to have Strength at 14, we're going to have 16 Dex, 16 Constitution, 10 Intelligence, 10 Wisdom, and 8 Charisma. For your proficiencies, take whatever you feel like, but obviously I would try and take some sort of like Arcana ones, something like that. Level 2 brings Action Surge, meaning we can immediately gain an extra action to use on this turn when we pump it. Fighter level 3 brings our specialization. Now if we go into it, we are going to be the Arcane Archer. This gives Arcana and Nature as skill proficiencies, and we gain Arcane Arrow, so the resource used to cast your arcane shots, and we'll go over these when we get into the combat tutorial. Now we gain 1 cantrip, so for this one, let's take Guidance because it's just really helpful to have. And then we get to pick our Arcane Shot, and there's a lot of really good ones. There's Banishing Shot, which means we'll deal damage and potentially banish the target. There's Belingering Shot, which will deal psychic damage and possibly make them charmed. There's Bursting Arrow, so this will do force damage. Targets within 3 meters of the arrow. It doesn't consume an Arcane Arrow on a miss, which is awesome as well. This is going to be the first one we choose. There's the Enfeebling Shot. This will deal necrotic damage and force them to even do a saving throw or become feeble. We have the Grasping Arrow, so this will affect their movement speed by 3 meters, and they'll take 2 to 12 slashing damage when they move. This is the second one we're going to pick. There is the Seeking Arrow, and this will basically just seek out the enemy. It'll go around corners and all sorts. It will deal force damage and apply Fairy Fire. We're going to take this one. The last two are Piercing Arrow, says what it does, pierces through enemies. And then the Shadow Arrow, this will deal psychic damage or possibly make the target become blinded. Fighter level 4 is where we pick up our first feat. So we are going to come in here and we're going to bump our Dexterity to 18. Fighter level 5 is where we get a nice little power spike where we get extra attack, meaning we can now make 2 attacks in 1 round. Fighter level 6 brings a new feat. Now for this one, once again, ability score improvement and Dex all the way to 20. Fighter level 7 brings another Arcane Arrow. We also gain Magic Arrow, which now means all our ranged attacks are considered magical to overcome resistances, and Curving Shot. When you miss with any magical ranged attack, use a bonus action to attack the next closest target with the same attack. So essentially if you miss, you get a second chance to hit another person. We have another Arcane Shot, so for this one we are going to take the Piercing Shot. Fighter level 8 brings our third feat, so for this one you could probably guess if you played an archery class in this game, we are going to take Sharpshooter. This is basically the Great Weapon Master of ranged attacks, -5 to our attack for a solid 10 damage, and we do not receive penalties from high ground rules. Fighter level 9 brings Indomitable, so we become as durable as an Iron Golem. Whenever we fail a saving throw, we can roll again and use the new result. Fighter level 10 brings another Arcane Arrow, and we gain 1 more Arcane Shot, so for this one we are going to take the Shadow Arrow. Fighter level 11 brings improved extra attack, so we can make 2 additional attacks, so that's 3 in 1 round. Fighter level 12 brings our final feat, so for this one there's a few options. You could take like Alert if you want to make sure you're definitely hyped the turn order. You could take something like Durable, you could take, I don't know, Savage Attacker if you want, because we have got a melee weapon just in case we need one. I'm going to take the ability score improvement and pump my Constitution up to 18. Okay, so let's go over our items. We're going to start with Sevarok's Horned Helm. This will give you dark vision up to 3 meters or 15 if you already have it. Constitution saving throw is +1. We cannot be frightened and cannot be afflicted with emotion altering conditions. More importantly, the number you need to roll a critical hit while attacking is reduced by 1. So this now puts us at a nice 19 for a crit. For a cloak, we're going to take Cloak of Displacement. At the beginning of the wearer's turn, the cloak activates, granting enemies disadvantage on attack rolls against the wearer. You could also take the Cloak of Protection if you want to. For boots, we're going to take the Disintegrating Nightwalkers, so we can't be enwebbed, entangled, ensnared, slip on ice or grease, and we gain Misty Step, perfect for putting our archer in the perfect spot to deal damage. We're going to take the Armour of Agility. This is a 17 armour class, but thanks to exotic materials, we get to add our full dexterity modifier to it, bringing our AC to 22. We're also getting a saving throws +2. For gloves, we're going to take the Hell Dust Gloves. +1 bonus to spell attack rolls and spell save DC, not important. Razor Fire is nice, but again, not too important. What is nice though, is our weapon attacks will do an additional 1 to 6 fire damage. For rings, the Shifting Corpus Ring, so we gain invisibility and blur. You could also take the Ring of Protection if you want to. The Caustic Band, so we do an additional 2 acid damage. The Surgeon's Subjugation Amulet, so once per long rest, when we score a critical hit on a humanoid, we can paralyse them for 2 turns. And this ties in very nicely with our bow, the Dead Shot. Improved critical, so this will reduce our critical need by 1 again to 18 now. And Keen Attack. We double our proficiency bonus when rolling ranged attacks with this weapon, unless we have disadvantage. And then for a melee weapon, I would take anything you want in terms of it's not too important for the build because we are mainly being an archer. But if you want a melee capability, whack a weapon in there. So that is the build. Let's go check it out. Okay, you can see we have joined the combat, so we'll get to our turn. Okay, and you can see we have made it to our turn. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to sort of move up here, and we want to do our piercing shot if we can. And obviously you have to make sure enemies are in a row, but where is it? Shadow Arrow, Piercing Arrow. And there you go, you'll see we can do this. Now we might hit Shadow Heart, but that's okay, it's just a demo. And there you go, you'll see just how much damage we did. Now because of that, we used one of our arcane shots, but you can use more in one round. So for example, if I shoot this one here, we can do Curving Shot because we missed. And there you go, because we landed a crit, if we choose to, we can now paralyse the enemy. And you can keep pumping these out, but we are just going to take our normal pot shots, and you can see just how much damage we can do. We can then also Action Surge because we're on our first round, and let's say we want to do a Seeking Arrow, and we'll put this on this enemy here. Just like that. So you get the gist of this. You can really throw out your arcane shots. And because we did our Action Surge, we get 3 whole more turns. So, do your Shadow Arrow. And again, if you really, really wanted to, and the enemies are just in a nice big row, we could hit another Bursting Arrow. Really wiping everyone out, as you can see. And then if need be, if we took damage, we could do a second wind, something like that. And you can see, disadvantage, working amazing for us. And what's nice about the Arcane Archer is because we do have a melee weapon, we could take a swipe, just like that, and then we can alternate back to our ranged attacks if need be. And because we're in a situation where we do have disadvantage apart from on this one, we'll take 1 shot, just like that. And then, if we wanted to, with our bonus action, we could Misty Step away from the disadvantage to, let's say, if I can get the camera to work, we'll come up here. You see another big miss on us. And as you can see, we can just pump out more regular attacks because we have so many per round. Now obviously your arcane shots are going to be your main damage dealers, but if need be, you could also run back in. Use your bonus action for a Pommel Strike, since we have the melee capabilities. And see another big miss on us. But obviously your arcane shots is where the bulk of your damage comes from. So for example, we'll do a Grasping Arrow this time. And you can see just how much extra damage you do with these things. And then we can come to the edge, we could do another big attack on Skeeve. Where's the other enemy? Over here, so we've got 20%, but as you can see there, got a lovely attack, and we can just continue raining down some damage. Now make sure when you're attacking you do have Sharpshooter on to get that extra damage. You'll be able to tell because it'll say inactive or active. And from high ground, you'll see the odds of hitting are just so high. And again, this works really well when you've got a big cluster of enemies because you can do your bursting shots, just like that, which will hurt everyone. But obviously if you've got an enemy down here you've only just about can reach, say like that. If you didn't have the reach, you could once again do your Seeking Arrows and just take your shot, like this. So the Arcane Archer is so fun. If you wanted to, you could also use the Titan String Bow, put like the gloves of Hill Giant Strength on, or even take Strength Potions and add just Strength to your attacks and stuff. so many good capabilities. You can multi-class this with a rogue or a gloomstalker. Like the possibilities with this subclass are just endless. One thing to show, you will see we use 3 of our arcane shots. If we short rest, we get them all back. So bear that in mind. You can pump these out, and every short rest you will get them back, meaning you don't have to worry about them too much if you know you have your short rest capabilities. So really hope you have enjoyed the Arcane Archer. If you have, let me know in the comments below, and let me know what you think about the patch 8 subclasses, what your favourites, what ones don't you like. If you haven't already, please let me know in the comments what you'd change about the build as well. Any items, combat tactics, arrows, all that sort of fun stuff. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel for more. I've got more guides to Baldur's Gate, Dragon Age, Path of Exile, all the RPGs you could ever need. And hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.